I want all Americans to revel in an important victory for our country last night. Our people, every race, color, and creed from both political parties and across the old ideological boundaries, came together and gave our people a shot to save this last best hope for mankind on earth. But I also want to sound a cautionary tone. Remember what leftists did the last time the America First agenda won the day. They got violent. They looted, burned, vandalized, and laid a path of destruction that was to be the precursor for the Biden-Harris regime's reign of terror over our people. And those same violent leftists, judging by their cheerleaders in the press, could be poised to punish America further for rejecting their brand of Marxism. America First wins, now the work begins. That's my focus in today's preamble. From across the fruited plain, from all races, all religious backgrounds, and from all economic strata, real Americans came together to cancel Barack Obama's fourth term. And with the collapse of the anti-American, anti-Western civilization Obama coalition, we saw a new America First coalition rise, focused on a restoration of the rule of law, a return to constitutional conservatism, and a rejection of Democrats' socialist lawlessness. With this victory, all the narratives that the left-wing press and media have been using to divide us collapsed. President Trump united brown, black, and white. He united gay and straight, suburban moms, and hardworking dads alike. The leftist Democrats in and out of the press, who are watching one of their greatest and most harmful tools evaporate under the banner of Make America Great Again, are melting down over their inability to divide and conquer this nation. They are melting down over this.
This is a magnificent victory for the American people that will allow us to make America great again. And in addition to having won the battleground states of North Carolina, I love these places, Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, we are now winning in Michigan, Arizona, Nevada, and Alaska, which would result in us carrying at least 315 electoral votes. We also have won the popular vote. America has given us an unprecedented and powerful mandate. We're going to fix our borders. We're going to fix everything about our country. And we made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that. So I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president. And to every citizen, I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day, I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve.
In the black community, two things were going on as the Great Awakening continued. Some blacks voted for America First enthusiastically. Others, uninspired by the most fake and phony candidate to come along since Barack Obama, simply were not inspired to turn out for flip-flopping Kamala Harris. In the Latino community, there was a monumental shift away from Democrats, who many Hispanics had determined were poised to turn America into one of the third world left-wing hellholes that many of our ancestors fled.
Donald Trump is winning the Latino vote in Michigan with 60% of the vote. Harris, 35% of the vote. That's a 25% advantage for Trump among Latinos. That is a big change when Biden won Latinos in Michigan by 11 points 4 years ago. That's a 36-point swing in the margin.
But it wasn't just left-wingers at CNN who noticed the rise of the liberty-loving Latino. They noticed at MSNBS as well.
Donald Trump is on track to sweep the 7 battleground states. We still have 3 outstanding. We'll see how those go. But he did better almost everywhere. In every county where the hope from the Harris campaign was that she would make up ground on Joe Biden's suburbs, Donald Trump actually did better. We'll break down some of these numbers, but the gender gap was not nearly as wide as the Harris campaign needed to be, and Latino men came out in force for Donald Trump.
And because we Latinos loved our families, our communities, and country more than we loved giving power to corrupt, unworthy, and anti-American Democrats, the chief white guy at MSNBS, Morning Brzezinski, started calling us names.
Democrats need to be mature, and they need to be honest. And they need to say, yes, there's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men. It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men, things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics.
First, do you notice how leftists always blame others for us rejecting them, not themselves? The folks at MSNBS can't conceive that the Democrats have gotten it very wrong. But don't you brown folks out there love it when white privileged leftists try to tell you why you voted against them? MSNBS and the NBC properties are perfectly comfortable claiming the only reason why Hispanics came out in support of America First and opposed one of the most unqualified empty suits in Democrat history was because her was a woman. Let me set the record straight. There are plenty of women who I, your liberty-loving Latino, would feel supremely confident in leading this country. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Congresswoman Beth Van Dyne, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, Congresswoman Luna, just to name a few. A candidate's gender has nothing to do with why they are elected or rejected. But Morning Brzezinski is trying to keep division alive in America. That's why he doesn't have to admit that liberty-loving Latinos didn't reject Kamala Harris because she was a woman. He knows we rejected her because she was an anti-American Marxist who supported criminals, illegal aliens, and foreign countries over the safety, security, prosperity of our own people. But MSNBS wasn't done. They had a message for you blacks, too, out there who walked off the leftist Democrat plantation.
I think that a lot of it was he was able to sell a lot of Hispanic voters that immigration was a threat to them, that some of the people coming across the border was a threat to them. I think that we've got to be honest. Among Hispanic men and black men, there's a lot of misogyny.
Okay, first, the issue in this election wasn't immigration, it was illegal immigration, as Sharpton and MSNBS's party allowed millions of illegal aliens to stream into our country unvetted. And this may come as a shock to the clueless Sharpton there, but that lawless, anti-American Democrat policy had deadly consequences for our people. These are just a handful of the Americans killed by the Democrats' illegal immigration campaign. The good Reverend and MSNBS either don't know or don't care that these Americans died from a 100% preventable crime. And to all of you black folks out there who saw Kamala Harris dodging interviews, flip-flopping on the issues, giving no specifics in how she would help your family, after you folks in the black community saw Harris pledging that her gift to you was going to be the wanton slaughter of black babies in the womb, what do you think of Sharpton calling you misogynists for voting against the most unqualified Democrat to ever run for president, a person who was selected, not elected, to run for president? Isn't it possible that you folks in the black community voted your conscience and voted for what's best for your country? Well, not according to Sharpton and the leftist kooks at MSNBS. I want all Americans to remember the lessons of these last 4 years. And I want you all to remember what left-wingers did when you rejected their America Last prescriptions. They dehumanized you. They called you names. They wrote you off. Why? Because that's what leftist Democrats do. They lie, they denigrate, and they get violent. Be on the lookout for the Democrats burning, looting, and destroying our cities and towns to punish America for rejecting them. And over these next 3 months, with every car they torch, with every business they loot, with every name they call us, with every dirty trick permanent Washington tries to play on the Trump transition team, like, Crossfire Hurricane 2.0, remember who and what these people are. And let's build on yesterday's victory and ensure that these Marxists never get power over any American ever again. Oh, and to you Democrats out there, you're welcome. You're going to be free these next 4 years. Folks, I thank God for my wonderful wife, my kids, my country, the greatest nation ever. And Americans like you who believe in the truth, the Chris Salcedo Show will never stop fighting for you.
The Chris Salcedo Show, for the news you need to know.